The country's rate of inflation is currently at a high of 15.53%, significantly driven by the cost of food. Not so much the lack of food, but a poor link between the farmer and consumer, or an inefficient transport system that drives up the cost of food. Cashing in on this need, one entrepreneur, Purity Naisho, started a company, Interveg Export Limited, located 1 kilometer away from the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport in Nairobi. But this one targeting the export market, which she says is more lucrative.
We are exporters of fresh produce, that is mainly vegetables and fruits, to Europe. Yeah, and we have customers basically all over Europe. We have customers in about 5 or so countries. That is France, UK, Ireland, Germany, Switzerland, and as well as Hungary.
This is where it all happens. With a workforce of more than 100 employees, raw materials brought in from the farms are sorted and then packaged in various modes, depending on the preference of the various target markets.
The farmer's produce is collected 3 times a week. It's kind of standard. So we collect the produce on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Now, once the produce comes to us, it is put in a cold room. The next day, that is on a Tuesday, for instance, if it is a collection of Monday, this product then is packed according to the customer's specification and sent to the airport in the evening.
Supplies throughout the year are outsourced from dedicated small-scale holders based across the Kenyan highlands, enjoying the excellent conditions to produce the world-class vegetables.
Mainly our products, what we do as a company is we contract farmers. We do a yearly contract with farmers, and this contract is renewed every year. And these are the farmers that grow for us the product. We have farmers in central Kenya, that is Kirinyaga region. There we have about 7 farmers, big farmers who have 5 to 10 acres of land. We have farmers in Timau area. We have about 3 farmers in that region who grow for us the snow peas and the sugar snaps. We also have farmers as far as Narok, who also do for us the French beans and the baby corn. The amount of raw material we get from the farmers actually is between 20 to 40 tons in a week on average. And what we ship out is more or less the same. We can do up to between 20 to 30 tons per week on average.
These farmers come from areas like Timau, Kinangop and Kirinyaga in central Kenya, among others.
As a farmer, you gain because then what happens, first of all, I give you market. You could have been having land. You didn't know what to do with this land. Okay, maybe you're growing the domestic products that are required in Kenya, and you don't get perhaps the best of prices, but the export market product gives you a chance to be able to gain out of your farm almost throughout the year. Because if you're in a contract with an exporter for a year, then means you have a market throughout the year.
Green French beans, snow peas, sugar snaps, baby corn, baby carrots and baby courgettes are some of the fresh vegetable products that are on high demand in the export market, she says.
My customer is the one who demands. And so if he says, I want beans, then you grow for him beans. If he says, I want beans and baby corn, then you grow for him beans and baby corn. So it goes with the buyer on the other side. And whatever we can be able to grow in Kenya and which our climate can allow us to grow. So mainly it is the customer who says what product they want, and then go back to the farmer and grow the product that the customer wants.
The company has also invested in cold room facilities to keep the produce fresh before delivery. She collects, processes and dispatches an average of 30 tons of produce weekly to European nations like France, the UK, Germany, Hungary and Switzerland.
Now, to market this produce, because you cannot have the produce without the market, then you have to look for the market. Normally to get the market, some people do it through the internet. You can get a client through the internet, or you go to exhibitions. Like we have one of the biggest exhibitions that is held every February of the year in Berlin, which is called Food Logistica. This is where all the players in the market meet. And if you want to get credible clients or credible people who can buy your product, then it is good to attend these kind of exhibitions.
With an annual turnover of more than 230 million shillings, she attests that the export business is rewarding, although one has to be consistent in meeting client demand and quality to win their trust.
When the exchange rate is on, the shilling is weaker, fortunately, although it is unfortunate for other Kenyans, fortunately for exporters, it's a good thing. But when the currencies, when the shilling starts gaining strength, then we, the exporters, feel the pinch. So that's one of the challenges, the currency exchange rate. And that also is a problem because when you're doing your costing for the customer, you're using the different currencies. And you try to use the rate, a conservative kind of rate when you're doing the costing, because otherwise you'll be too expensive or too cheap.
With more than 6 years into the business, the company has not only grown to offer employment to its hundreds of employees, it also takes away the headache of marketing products from farmers.
And as we get more customers, then we need more capacity. And that means I need to double either the staff and double perhaps the cooling chain. So our 5-year plan is to first of all improve the cool chain within our pack house, and if possible get a larger pack house or get another, go down the size of the one that we have at the moment.
Purity intends to expand her capacity by working closely with more farmers in all regions of the country and export more products abroad.